All right. I know I'm a few minutes early, but hey, I'm bored. We'll see if anybody even joins this lovely little live stream. I don't need to see that. And who do we have out there? Morning. You can hop in the chat. Let me know who's there. Just doing a little dinking around while I wait. If anybody's even interested. And eat my sweet tart gummies. Huh. Oh, good grief. Just thought I'd grab random locks out of my stash here and pick and play a little bit while I see if anybody's even willing or interested to come see me. I was hoping to find somebody who was willing to share up their screen with me and get on and have a little fun. But I get it. Man, I really suck at top of keyway tensioning. Knock that pick out of there or that tension tool out of there all the time. Let's see, here we go. Master 532. Man, that's a heavy, chunky, doggone lock. This is one of them that I got from Left Hand Loki the other day. I'm not even sure if I've had this one open yet. Yeah, I have. I've gone through most of what he sent over already, playing with them. I still have a couple to learn how to use, or pick rather. I think this could be fun if I could get more people on. Get a couple other people in on the stream where you can actually talk and work your way through things a little bit. Switch my picks up, see what I get there. My first time ever trying a live stream, so I need to learn a little bit more here of what I'm doing, how to do it. Pause for a coffee break. I don't know how some of those guys can get on here and go 4 or 5 hours on a live stream. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know about that. I guess we got enough good stuff to yak about, maybe. Let's try this one. I still got to work with the vise and learn how to pick when I'm in there. I struggle with that. Got a little core movement. Wow. Ouch. Now for a sweet tart. Let's try using a vise. What the heck? I need to learn how to use a vise. One of those things again that I'm not used to. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm a backwards picker. So I like to pick in the downward position. It's just way more natural feeling for me. How about you guys? Anybody else out there that picks upside down? I know there's a few, but I think I'm not very many. And it's mostly us lefties. I don't know what it is, but you throw a pick in my hand trying to come up. Man, I just struggle. Struggle bus is real on that one, dude. This little walk is being a pain for me today. know it's how I'm sitting or what either, but my hand like goes to sleep on me here. I'm going to get rid of that goofy banner. I hate the ticker. Don't need that in there anymore. There we go. That lets me stream it up a little bit bigger so I can see what the heck I'm doing more on the screen. Make sure I have everything in frame as it should be. Oh, what, puppy? What? Oh, you stop it. You stop it. Oh. Now I picked up some tape that I'm using for labeling some of these. This isn't it, but it's yellow. I just picked that up at Harbor Freight. And yeah, it's some pretty doggone cheap tape, but I guess it works for what I'm trying to do with it. Oh, I have one lock that it doesn't want to stick. It keeps coming off, so maybe I'll need to clean the lock body. Who knows, maybe there's something on there. You just came in, so no. Why don't you lay down? Why don't you lay down? I might have to set him aside for a minute, move on to a different lock, and come back to him. Sometimes that's what I like to do. So here's one. I got this from a local locksmith. He had it laying in his pile of goodness. Doesn't have a key for it. So I picked it open. I went and bought a key blank. I am going to gut this thing and then see what I can do to cut my own key. That ought to be a fun little experiment to try and do. Currently, I'm working on the good old Paclock 98 Pro, trying to work towards my blue belt. That lock is a bit of a struggle. I'm sure I will hop on that one at some point today, see if I can get it to do anything for me whatsoever. Hopefully my audio quality is all right and not a total pile of steaming dung. Because again, my first time doing this side of the world. Let's see, can I hear myself? My first time doing this side of the world. Let's see, can I hear myself? My first time doing this side. Get a little audio feedback there. But obviously it's going through, which is a good thing. There's the open of that 1100. I have several 1100s. Some of them are easier to pick than others. Anybody wants to hop and chat, let me know who's out there this morning. You know, the whole YouTube thing really, I don't know if I'll ever fully understand it. What attracts people in, what doesn't attract people in. It's kind of weird. Things that you think you're throwing out that nobody will be interested in. People watch. Other things, eh. What locks or tools or goodies are you guys working on right now? What's up? I need to get some more of these Z-bar style tensioners. I used to have one set that came with the Force set from Southern Specialties. I want to get another set that I can throw in my other kit and have in there. So I don't really want to get that kit out if I don't have to. You know? Anybody got any big plans for the weekend? What's left of it anyway? Or for Thanksgiving? Anybody traveling, hitting the road? I am not this year. We're staying here local. Going to my daughter's house, I'll go harass my grandkids. Make everybody hate that I'm there because I get them all wound up. But that's part of the fun of being a grandparent, right? Get to raise Cain with the kids and then send them on their way. At least that's how it rolls for me. My wife gets mad at me all the time. In her mind, the grandkids should be nice and quiet and want to sit on her lap and cuddle. It's like, they're 2 and 6. They want to play. So I get them all kind of wild up. I like this 1100 because, man, that thing's noisy on the clicks. But I struggle getting this thing figured out for consistent opens. If I remember right, this one is all serrated pins when I looked at it. Nothing else in it. Darn it. All right, who's out there? I see we got somebody watching. Hop in the chat. Let me know who's there. Don't be scared. I don't bite. Too hard. It's hard to have too much fun when you're talking to yourself. I do enough of that on my own. Watching a bunch of the communications over the past couple of days out on Discord. Some funny stuff out there, dude. People get a little carried away sometimes. Funny. It's fun to listen to, fun to watch. Yesterday turned into a mad dash of sharing pictures of pets. It's pretty bad. I just need to give up, go home. Oh, wait, I am home. Crap. Can't get away. Not too many early birds, I don't think, in this community. A lot of them that I see are out online doing their stuff very, very late at night. I go to work at 5:30 in the morning, so I'm not one that wants to stay up to midnight anymore. Too old for that. Used to be able to pull that off. Hey, there it finally opened up. Like I said, that one is a bit of a struggle. It's just not very consistent for me. Sometimes, man, that thing just opens up great. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. Here's another lock that I picked up here a bit ago. It's a little master. What is it? A 530 instead of the 530. What is this one? A 532? Yeah. I don't find this one on LPU belts at all. But morning, new house, lock and key. How the heck are you today? What are you up to? You not working? Hey, it's all good, man. I don't know if you're familiar with this one, this Master 530. I don't know where that one falls in the ratings. Nice lock. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. Still dragging around the house. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have two little fur butts over here that they don't believe in letting me sleep. So I go to work at 5:30 in the morning during the week, and they keep that schedule for me all weekend long. Evil little critters they are. I was enjoying all of the views last night that people were showing off all their pets. It was kind of fun. I'm trying to get some things organized for all my lock-picking garbage. I hung up a pegboard yesterday, so I have a spot to hang extra locks. You know, yeah, I've got about a 30-mile commute to get to work. When I work at the office, I'm lucky I get to work from home 3 days of the week, and 2 days I go out to the office. So that's not too bad. But in the winter, the roads get a little hairy, and people drive like absolute idiots around here. And it's nothing, it's if you're in a car, you're about to get run off the road completely because it's all service trucks and field work equipment. And I live up in northeast Wyoming, and pretty much everything here is either coal, oil, or natural gas. So the highway gets absolutely insane. I work out at one of the coal mines here. So one thing we're kind of lacking here is a good garage door company. I think we only have one in the entire town, and I haven't heard necessarily good things about them. So I end up fiddle farting with mine on my own, trying to adjust things and get it set up right. Thank you, YouTube, for helping me figure that out. I know it depends on the size of community that you live in. Most people measure their time to work by time rather than miles, right? Because too much traffic. Where I live, what are we, about 35,000 people in town. You take in the surrounding suburbs, and we're about 55,000. But we don't have such things as real traffic jams or any of that. Sounds like you're busy if you're doing garage doors and locksmithing and running your online store. I've been thinking about messing with the online store thing a bit, but I used to have my own business, and man, I just hate dealing with the sales tax and the government. It's almost more of a headache than it's worth. I've got enough hobbies on my plate as it is between work and then American Contingency, where I'm a state coordinator for that. Ham radio, lockpicking. My wife gets frustrated with me. I sit and I pick these locks, and they work just fine. And of course, you get on camera, you think they want to open. Yeah, no. Normally this lock is easy. This is one of them. It's a 530DF. It is guttable, but it's got a really, really odd core in it. A little dinky tiny thing with a weird spacer in the back end of it, so you can't do much with it. Yeah, I know I worked with Southern Specialties on a kind of customized what I thought would be good in a kit for a giveaway kit. And I'd really like to work with them on being able to figure out a bundle for that so I can sell that through American Contingency. Not me, but American Contingency. We have our own store out there. I think it'd be just a good kit to get people to buy and pick up. We'll see. I haven't gotten a response back yet from them on that one, if we can make that happen or not. Because I just went through and picked out everything individual, one-off pieces, parts. And that's kind of hard for some people to do. They just want to be able to click a single button and pick up what they want. I'm going to try and get with our college here has a lab that's available open to the public. I'm going to try and go in there and play a little bit with their laser engraver, see if I can engrave a few things as well. I just got to find time to go do that. I went and harassed a local locksmith the other day, and he sent me home with a whole bag full of goodies to play with. So some of them have keys, some of them don't. Some of them I can turn into some pretty good challenge locks. And if I have questions in garage doors, I will definitely let you know. So far, it's been pretty dang good. Yeah, I've been looking at just a small one. I don't have a ton of money sitting around, but trying to talk the wife into let me get a little one for Christmas. Don't need anything overly huge for the stuff I'm wanting to do, but it's one of those, you get it and then you're always going to wish you had something bigger. I wouldn't mind a 3D printer either. I've got one of the guys that works for me. He's the one who printed out my vice bases for me. I've got 2 of those. So giving one of those away as well. But I think, man, what did he tell me? He's got 4 working 3D printers right now, and he has another one he's building. Yeah, those laser engravers aren't necessarily cheap. Yeah, you got to get, like you're saying, that $1,300 or higher range to get one that can really engrave into the metal. I obviously need more coffee. Or something, a better hobby. Which laser engraver are you looking at? What brand is that one? Or do you not have a specific brand in mind? Yeah, I haven't convinced the wife on the 3D printer yet either. Something about the fact that I just recently bought a brand new pickup, so she's like, you aren't getting anything for Christmas. You're driving it. And I guess I can't argue too hard with that. X Tools, huh? I think I've seen that one out there before. I'll have to check it out. He did a video on it. I'll have to check that one out. I don't know a lot about them. I know enough to be dangerous, and that's about it. Who else we got out there watching today? Anybody else gonna hop in, chime in, tell us what you're working on, tell me where you're from? It's kind of one of the things that I've noticed with people when they're doing their live chats. You'll get people that'll be in there, but hop in, hop out like crazy, but they don't talk, they don't communicate. They're just there to looky-loo, which is fine. Got to have that too, right? At least I see when I watch your lives, Newhouse. It's kind of fun. You've got your wife in there with you, and which is always kind of neat. My wife has absolutely zero interest in much of any hobby that I have, so she just gets mad at me for ignoring her. But I think it's kind of fun that you guys can play together and have a little fun with it. The dreaded at everyone. Yeah, I think I've seen people out there saying, don't do that, it's terrible. Let's see, I know I've opened this thing. What did I do with it? Did I rake it? I don't think so, but I was just saying before you got on here that local locksmith gave me this 1100. He didn't have a key for it. I was able to get it picked open, and I went and bought a blank. So that'll be a video I'm going to work on at some point, try and gut this thing apart, check out the pins, and see about cutting my own key. So that'll be a fun one. Wasn't interested until you did lives, huh? I suppose just sitting around shooting videos can get kind of boring, but it's kind of comical. About the same time that I started doing this, and the only reason I started doing this is American Contingency. I started up a lockpick channel in there, and was trying to look for a way to do some training videos and things to share with people. Well, they don't have any way either. It finally went, they don't have any way to do videos. So I started posting initially to Rumble. I still throw stuff out on Rumble. And then I moved over to YouTube a little bit as well and share those out there for training material. Doing a vertical stream will let more people discover your channel. What do you mean by a vertical stream? So something that, what, more phone friendly or something if you're turning it the other way? I'll have to look into that because, yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. I haven't picked this one at all yet. This is one of those master DGs. Yeah. Let's see. Vertical stream. To remember that one, I'll do a little read and see what I can learn about that. You have to use a phone because people scroll through shorts. Your live can pop up, and then people can scroll through vertical lives. Same as shorts. I gotcha. So yeah, it's exactly what it is. Using a phone for the stream instead of other cameras, so that you can do a different profile, make it easier for everyone to view it. I gotcha. I'll have to try that one out. I usually like to hop down here at my desk, and I've got about 4 different cameras to pick from. So I do a little bit. I've never done a live. Of course, this is my first one, so I've never done one with a phone, but it'll be easy enough to set up to be able to do that too. I'll have to try that one out. Thank you for the suggestion there. Yeah, I work in IT, so I've got all kinds of goodies and garbage laying all over the place. Drives my wife nuts. I managed to get signed up. I do a lot of beta testing for Netgear on Netgear equipment. So they ship me new gear every so often for me to try out. The last round of stuff that I got that I'm using right now is a home mesh wireless system. So it's got the main router, and then it's got 2 satellites that I spread around throughout the house. Heck, it's about a $1,300 system. It's been working really good, really fun. Working on the bugs, trying to figure it out. Man, this one is weird. I feel nothing in this lock at all. So kind of, I guess you could say that's another one of my hobbies that irritates the wife. Yeah, me too. I'm a geek through and through. I actually have a Logitech conference system. That's what I'm talking on. That's my microphone. But it's got a ball camera, sits up in the air. I've got a remote control for that, so I can move the camera around, change it. But I don't use the camera much, just the microphone, because it does a pretty good job. Huh. Yep, me as well. I have both ham and GMRS. We just got our local club here finally has a GMRS repeater put up. So just got to get people to actually use it now here for some communication. But we've got a pretty extensive ham repeater network out here in Wyoming. Covers now the whole northeast end of the state. I can talk over into South Dakota, down to the middle of the Wyoming. What are you running for a radio? I've got a couple of cheapy Baofeng handhelds. And then I've got an ICOM mounted in my truck. That ICOM is sweet. I really like that radio. Yeah, we haven't. This is the first GMRS repeater. When he first put it up, he put it on a building down in the middle of town, and I mean nobody could use it because you couldn't hardly reach it. So they just recently moved it and put it out on one of our big towers. They must have it. I don't know how high up he has it mounted, but I hear guys are able to use that from about 40 miles away now. So he must have got it up there a ways. Going to play with that one with the wife a little bit, see if I can get her talking on the radio with me once in a while. A lot of places for things I go out to do that there isn't any cell service. Where being this remote, there's a lot of places that phones just don't cover. But I can talk on that on the radio. She didn't like that either. She didn't want me mounting an antenna on the truck. Somehow claims having an antenna on there is going to make me look like a hillbilly. I was like, well, you know, you have met my family, so I guess that's kind of what we are. This is by far the biggest place I've ever lived, and honestly, it's almost getting too big for me. Oh, nice. How's that antenna mounted or attic mounted antenna work for you? I've seen a lot of people doing those. I've got an HF rig in my house, so I've got an end-fed antenna running out in the backyard for it. My wife hates that too, so I put it up when she was away. She was out of town with her mom, so she's like, "That's fine. I'll just wait until you're out of town and I'll rip it down." So I told her, I don't recommend you do that because you rip it down. I said, I will put up the biggest, gaudiest, ugliest thing I can find. I said, I tried to put one up that doesn't stick out. She hasn't messed with it yet, so that might be all right. I've heard those radio oddities are pretty decent little radios. I haven't messed with any of their gear, but I bought two of the bow fangs, one for her, one for me, just for when we're off up in the mountains or out wherever. I can hand her one. We haven't really gotten to do much of that anymore, though. My wife hurt her back, so that's put kind of a damper on our activities. Yeah, I'd like to get I need to put up an antenna for my 2 meter and 70 centimeter. Bring that into the house as well. Right now, like I said, I just have the HF, so I've got a couple of nets that I'll check in on with that throughout the week. And that's been pretty good. I'm running one of those little Zygu G90 HF radios. It only does 20 watts, but I think I've talked to almost every state in the U.S. and Mexico, Canada. Talked to a guy from the Netherlands once. So that's been a lot of fun. Fun radio. Of course, depending on where you're at in Ohio, you probably have a little more trees than we do. So we get some pretty crazy range even on the handhelds just because it's so open. You know, I used to like the joke that that's how they got everybody to move to Wyoming. They told all these men that there was a woman behind every tree. And you got here and realized you can see for 100 miles and not see a tree. At least on this end of the state. Yeah. Yeah. So I grew up in northern Minnesota. Yeah, real heavy timber and lots of rolling hills. And when I go back there to visit my family, I don't get near the range with even the radio in my truck that I do when I'm out here. Here, I mean, I can hit repeaters from over 100 miles away. It's amazing how much trees suck that signal out. Yeah, that height helps, doesn't it? We've got one of the guys I work with, he's a big ham guy. And when he moved here, he came from Texas, and he found an A-frame house kind of up on a hill to build. And holy cow, man, the antennas that guy has mounted up there. But he's also running about 1,500 watts on some of those frequencies. So he reaches out a long, long ways. It's kind of a fun hobby. I was listening a little bit on the radio before I got on this morning. I didn't try and make contacts with anybody. I was just listening in on some conversations out there on 80 meter. I guess next step will be for me to kick up and get I've got my general license right now. Guess I'll need to kick up and get my extra here at some point. Maybe this weekend I'll be bored, or this winter I'll be bored enough to start studying for that one. Yeah, even with my handheld, I can key up repeaters for a good 30 miles out here. So it's not bad. It's got its disadvantages though. Wind is insane. We actually have one of the coal mines. I used to live on the other side of town, and I was fairly close to a coal mine, and they were actually using FRS out there at the coal mine. So I could sit at my office and listen to the coal mine guys gripe and complain. We've got a ton of businesses here that are using FRS, so it gets a little messy sometimes. But I really hate it when they kind of merged FRS and all the GMRS channels together. That made it was a lot nicer when GMRS had their own dedicated channels and the FRS guys were on their own. Kept all the kids out of it, right? Because that's about all I hear around my place now. If I go through looking at GMRS channels, all I've got are a bunch of kids yakking on their little handhelds that they've been given. Yeah, not here. Yeah, I'll just run down and pick up a blister pack and throw them out and say, here you go, you've got radios. Of course, MERS is pretty open, but everybody can use that anymore now, too. I was able to take that ICOM radio and I did a mod to it, so it covers the GMRS bands now as well. So I can listen in on those from my vehicle, which makes it kind of nice. Nicest feature of that one is it has a built-in GPS unit, and you can upload a repeater list. And then when you're traveling, you can just tell it to scan, and it looks at the location of those repeaters versus your GPS, and just automatically rolls frequencies over to keep you hitting the closest repeaters to you. That's really neat. I've picked up a lot of good communications as I've been traveling with that. Well, that must be for the business frequencies, the local company. Yeah, we've got one main company here that does all the business class radio programming for everybody. They don't own licensing, I don't think, but they help people navigate the FCC licensing to get licenses. I kind of got my start with radio. Well, I was in law enforcement for about 10 years. And then I also ran CB radio with a few of the local guys here in town. So I spent a lot of time playing on radios. Got tired of that political nightmare, though. Holy cow. I feel sorry for anybody that goes into law enforcement these days. It's just terrible out there. What software do you use when you're live streaming? Lady Locks is the one who turned me onto this StreamYard. Or are you just doing single live streams with your phone? That's the only real reason I did it with this, is just in case I had anybody that wanted to join in. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think of StreamYard yet at this point. Of course, you can't just Streamlabs, huh? Yeah, you can't do a whole heck of a lot with StreamYard unless you want to pay them a gob of money. I use OBS Studio. I haven't tried doing a live stream with it, and I can do that in there. But it doesn't have, you can't do multiple, so I couldn't invite anybody in. There's ways around it. I could do a separate meeting and then just share that screen for that person to bring in multiple. I really like that one, how I can have multiple cameras going, multiple microphone systems, whatever. Swap back and forth. It's really a pretty slick tool. I use that for a lot of my video creation. And that tool allows you to go direct live stream from the tool. So you're not relaying through somebody else like you are with this StreamYard. But well, that's not terrible. I think I saw on StreamYard, it was their low package was $4.50 or something a day. So that can get really pricey really quick. I guess if you're on and you're doing it all the time, maybe. I don't know. And that was with their yearly discount. If you actually wanted to go monthly, then it jumped up to like $9 a day. Pretty crazy. I might just try OBS Studio next time. Yeah, exactly. It's just a fun hobby, right? I don't want to punch a bunch of money into it. All of the different tools and the locks and goodies cost enough as it is. I don't need to add. add in more costs. Wife's been getting mad at me for what I've been spending lately. Ordered my Jimmy Longs, picked up a few other tools and odds and ends. And I've got some more things on the way now because I've been coring or gutting locks, but I don't have any shims. As I get into some of these other locks, I really should get shims. So I ordered some of those the other day. None of it's real expensive, but it all adds up. Yeah, I know. I've seen that you have some of that. That'd be kind of nice to do. Like I said, I don't necessarily have a store. I really don't want to get back into sales tax junk, but we've got a marketing gal with American Contingency, and she runs our internal store. And I'm trying to get, something from beginner level on up listed out there. The part I'm dealing with those guys is it's like they don't understand things. We're trying to come up with ways of getting reduced priced items and low cost to save people money. Well, why in the heck would you not then just give it a link to Southern Specialties, tell people, hey, let us know what you're interested in, and then do the drop ship direct from there? No, instead they want to go out and they want to buy inventory, pay to ship it to them, then list it on the website, then sell it. So now you got to pay double shipping to get that to anybody. Just doesn't make any sense. So I've been telling people, I just come direct to me and I'll just order it as my own and drop ship it to you. Huh. What do they charge you to handle that kind of a service? That'd be kind of sweet. Because yeah, I've thought about it. I've bought tools from a bunch of different places. It's Tactical. I bought a bunch of stuff through them. These little bags that they've got. Man, these things are great. I really like those for my storage and organization. And then that's where I bought my leashy tools as well, were through them because it was better price than I could find anywhere else on a set of the SC1 and KW ones. Huh. Yeah, I might have to check them out. I've got a server that I got from work here at home. Big monstrous beast. I could always spin that up and make my own website and manage it right from here. I've got all the gear to do it. My ISP will only charge me $5 a month to have a static IP address, so I could easily do it. I've got some communications going on with multi-pick as well. They haven't given me any kind of pricing yet for us. It all depends on quantities because I want to try and list out, like I said, within our group, lower end, high end, medium, some different pick options for people. Yeah, I think it turned out nice. He did a decent job. And then I put a rubber pad. I just took out a mouse pad and cut it out and glued that on the bottom to keep it from sliding around. And then he did a second one for me of the large base. And I did the same thing to the rubber. Makes it really nice, man, because when you're working, it doesn't move. The only thing I screwed up on this one before I put the pad on, I was going to drill through up into underneath here and inset some magnets in these, so you could just drop your tools on there and have it hold them. But didn't get that done. Yeah. I was laughing at your logo that you stuck out there today there, Otter Arms. That was kind of funny. That was a good one. Like it. Oh, beautiful. You know, it's never a bad day when you get to go hunting. I haven't gotten to go hunting now in a few years, and it sucks. What were you hunting for? Yeah, that's one thing I miss about where I grew up. Lots of timber and no people. I could go out and I could hunt the entire day and not have to worry about running into another person. It was great. Out here, man, it is tough. Public land is pretty much overran with people. Private land, you about have to be rich if you want in there. So it sucks. I can see how you got there with the name, though. Makes sense. Like it. So what part of the country are you in, Otter Arms? Oklahoma. Nice. That's one state I have not made it to yet. Wow. It's alive. 10 a.m. All right. Well, hey, thanks for dropping by, man. It was good chatting with you. I will check out your vertical stream at some point, see how that goes. Yeah, I remember I was archery hunting one year. sitting up in a tree stand. I had two mink come by, and they were rolling around in the grass, playing and just having a good old time with each other underneath the grass in front of me. Got so busy looking at them, I missed a deer walk right by me until I got to see it go back in the woods. Well, I thought I had posted the link out there in a few different places, but maybe I'm not doing it right. Hey, it's a learning experience, right? It's my first time doing this sort of thing, so. Live and learn, right? That's how it goes. Oh, this one's driving me nuts. It's a little Master 532. I mean, it's nothing special. There's the key. But for whatever reason, I get it to pick, but it's not. It's a little picky. I think it's maybe this core is just really kind of loose in there. I don't know if you can see that. And that doesn't necessarily make it any easier. It's a little sloppy. I've been going around through different locks. Got a couple of 1100s I've gone through today. A couple other masters. I've got this one. I don't know where this one would fall in the rating system. It's a Master 530 DF. Picked that one up at our local Home Depot. I just really like it. Nice looking lock. Been on the Master 150 a little bit at one point. I need to get after my pack lock again, but pack lock's driving me nuts. I haven't had an open yet on that one, so I have to keep fighting with it. I couldn't find that 530 DF on LPU belts at all. So if I had to guess, I'd say a yellow, maybe an orange. It is guttable. It does have security pins in it, but it is also only a 4-pin. I've got enough locks here now. I had to put up a pegboard to start hanging locks on. I was running out of room in my little cases to carry them around, so I think I've got, man, how many do I have? 5 1100s. I have one 1100. Where did I put that one? Let me grab him. Yeah. So here's an 1100 that I've got, but do I say anything odd with the keys? It's got a master 6-pin master core in it. Yeah. Yep. And the funny thing is that one came straight out of a American Lock box that way. It's not one I got from somebody that had been recored or rekeyed. It is unusual. I haven't ever seen one like that before. I haven't started working on picking that one yet. It's basically, go by the look of it, it's the same core as what you'll have in the Master Lotto. At least in the comparisons I've done so far with it. Kind of thought that might be a fun one to make a challenge lock out of. Put together some custom pins to throw in there. Because I don't know what your thoughts are, but those little master cores are actually kind of somewhat tricky. They're pretty small, pretty tight keyway. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that too. So I have this one that was given to me. I'm going to take it apart. I want this hasp to go on a different lock, but they didn't have a key. So I bought a blank. I'm going to take it apart and try and cut a key for that one. But yeah, I was thinking of that with an 1100 too. Mess with that thing. I've got this 1100. That's the one I used to get my green belt. It matches what LPU belts has as far as a pinout design. That one lines right up. All of the rest of them that I have, except for the one with the Master Core, but all of the rest, and there's 4 of them, are all nothing but serrated pins. Serrated key pins, serrated driver pins. They suck. They are a pain to pick. And again, they're all new locks. That's how they showed up. So kind of different. Yeah, I was just playing with marking them as I hang them on the wall. I know exactly what I'm grabbing, not have to go look them up every time. So that's why I did that. I just went down to a local Harbor Freight, and they had $3 for I think 5 rolls of tape. Covered most of the colors. That's all I was doing with that. I don't know. I may not keep doing that on them. Who knows? It helps make it a little easier from a distance. I know what I'm grabbing. I can organize them on the pegboard easier that way. You know, it's like I was telling Newhouse, I've picked this lock. I don't know how many hunking times. It usually opens up nice and easy. Of course, you get on camera. I can't open it. I haven't opened it once yet today. I keep putting it aside, moving on to something else just to take a break from it. Yeah, it's camera shy. Yeah, it's camera shy, or it's me. Who knows? Yeah, I had no intentions of getting this far into the whole lockpicking thing when I started this journey, but once I found the LPU belts and started playing with that a little bit, that's kind of fun. Some of the stuff I still need to work on and learn. I'm not used to using a vise, so vices drive me crazy. And then, of course, being a left-handed picker, I really prefer picking with the pins down instead of up. But I need to learn how to pick going the other way with it. It's a learning journey. There's a lot to learn, that's for sure. I've about wore this poor core out on this 1100. I need to maybe find one I can gut and replace parts. And, you know, I was kind of surprised when I got into this community how many lefties there are out there that are doing this. Have you figured out a decent way to, I don't know, do you pick up or down? Picking up just seems like a struggle for me. I really hate it. Just doesn't feel natural. You were into puzzles and they got expensive, so you went to lockpicking because it's cheaper? My wife's getting mad at me for the amount of money I've spent on my lockpicking now, with all the locks I've ordered and bought. And she'll see the Amazon cart. You bought another lock? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where that came from. What kind of puzzles were you into that got expensive? Yeah, I usually pick in the hand as well. I've been just trying to throw them in the vise just to kind of get used to using that. I do have some locks now that I got um, both ordered and some the local locksmith gave me. So I have some better ones now that they definitely would have to put in there because you can't pick them by hand. But I do prefer hand picking. I'm just trying, like I said, trying to learn get a feel for how a vise works. Yeah, much easier in hand than it is in the vise for me. But maybe some of those other locks will be a different story. Don't know. Don't know. See, pins up, man. I flip this. I flip the pick over and I start trying to go up. And man, it is the most unnatural feeling thing to me. It just drives me crazy. I try to do some of that once in a while just to help me learn, but I'm not overly good at it. It'll take a while, I think. Let's see. I don't know what I want to try next. So what belt level are you at? What's your go-to lockpick set right now? I'm still, for the most part, I'm Southern Specialties. I did pick up this set of Jimmy Long hooks. Been playing with those. I'm not really sure what to think of them yet. I mean, I like them. The handles are great. Well, if you're at a purple belt level, you're pretty good. Yeah, locks can add up in a hurry. One left-hand Loki's here a bit ago is one of his drawings, and holy cow, he sent me a whole pile of locks. So I've got a plethora of things to pick with. Yeah, I've been looking at multi-pick, trying to figure out if I wanted to go that route and pick some of those up or not. I'd like to, get some higher end picks and see. I've been really, really happy with my Southern Specialties, but I haven't tried anything else, so I don't really know. Maybe there's something else out there that's just going to absolutely blow my socks off, and I got to have it. Yeah, I was amazed at how doggone many locks he sent, and then Nick that locks we were exchanging patches or stickers, and I got his sticker pack from him. He had a couple of locks in there, a pack lock, and then an inset to use for making a challenge lock. So I'll have to work on something like that next. See what I can find the stuff for making pins. See if I can figure anything out. That's just kind of a tight little booger. That package was heavy. That, it doesn't get cheap when you start shipping out locks like that. Well, the locks themselves aren't cheap. Posts are just crazy. Yeah, I'll get with you and do a swap out. I haven't gotten into the poker chip thing yet. I haven't made any of those, but maybe at some point I'll work on finding somewhere to get some poker chips. Yeah, I've been getting better about not being as heavy-handed. So I've got some 15,000s picks that I'll use on some of the real tight stuff. When I first started, I didn't know for sure what the heck I was doing, so that was my first pick casualties. I threw a 15,000s in and bent that sucker up and busted it in no time flat. Oops, but yeah, multi-picks are pretty pricey if you're going to be heavy and end up breaking them up. So that would be a bit of a pain. They look like they're beautiful picks, though. I wouldn't mind trying to set out, like I said, just to see. They might be all that in a bag of chips kind of a thing. Something I have to have. I don't know. Like I said, I've been very happy with what I've got. Um, I bought a Sparrows tuxedo set kind of early on, and I absolutely hated them. Their tension tools are some of the most rough cut things I've ever seen. I haven't taken time to polish them up yet. I should. Edges are sharp and burred up. They're just terrible. And they were all the single thickness. I found some of these slide-on handles from It's Tactical, and that actually made them considerably better picks to use. The tension wrench still sucks, but and then I did the Southern Specialties route. I've been carrying around a pocket pick for years, and used it just for a little picking here and there and play work. So I bought one of the new ones from Southern Specialties. I bought one of their pocket sets to replace or upgrade my kit. And man, that is an amazing little pick set. Yeah, the McNally Reaper set. I wouldn't mind trying those out either. And I don't know. Everybody hates on Sparrows, but I have one of those. I have the Sparrows practice lock, the cutaway lock, and I can repin that thing to a bunch of different configurations and play with it. And I like it. And that's nice. And like I said, the picks are actually, I really like the picks after I got the handles on them. But once you put the handles on them, they won't fit in their case. Their cases are terrible. I hate that little Velcro shut flat case. It's horrible. Yeah. Yeah. So I bought the Force set from Southern Specialties, and they came with the Z-bar tensioners, and these do have the cutouts in them, so they actually grip in pretty well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't complain and say that anything I've had from Sparrows is bad. I've definitely preferred the stuff I've gotten from Southern Specialties to their tools, but I haven't broke any of them. I haven't bent any of them. They've been good. They've worked well. Once I got handles on them, they're far better. If I could go back and redo it, I would have ordered them with the handles because you can get them that way. But I just don't like their case is terrible. I don't have any Covert Instruments tools. I bought one of their cases early on because I just had a plastic sleeve. So I bought one of these that stands up. I like that little case. It's nice. I like that you can stand it. You really can't use it to grab tools out of, and we've got to use both hands. It just tips over. But it's a nice case. I love the mag mount closure on it. That's great. But then I got the Sparrows kit, and their case was absolute junk. And then I picked this up from Southern Specialties, and then, like I said, the pocket tool is great. This one I'm trying to work out a way. I'm looking at building some handles for these. My wife has one of those Cricut machines, and I've got the handle drawn out now, and I'm going to try and carve some wood handles with that. Cut out some wood handles to put on here for those. See how that'll turn out. If I can get that done right and stain those up, I think it'll look pretty sick. But those are actually really nice little picks. They're just really thin, so they're kind of hard to use. But then I went and bought I was putting together things for giveaways, so I ordered a custom pick set from Southern Specialties, and then I was trying to get him to engrave my logo on the leather, which I like how this one turned out. I think that looks cool. But He's not willing to do it again because apparently it smoked out their entire shop and stunk pretty bad. But this case has turned into my favorite case. I love this thing. It holds so much crap in here. It's just ridiculous. So that's kind of got to be my go-to pouch at this point. You know, a lot of other companies out there. Well, for a long time, who all was it? Red Team Tools. Their tools were all made by Southern Specialties. Yeah, Moki's another one. They've got great tools. I've never played with any of those, but from what I've seen, those things are amazing. Some of those kits get a little pricey. That's kind of the problem too that I've got with the multi-pick. Holy cow, you get a set of those, and then the shipping that you got to pay to get them here is pretty crazy. But you know, there's so many good tools out there. These Jimmy Longs, I like those. The only thing I'm not really sure of yet on these is with the handles on there. I just feel like it don't get as nice a feedback as I do from some other tools. But I like them, man. Those handles, they are so comfortable. Yeah, that case is about the only thing I have that's covered. I don't have any of their pick sets. I keep meaning that I should maybe try them out. I did get their tubular lock pick here a bit ago. I had a buddy from work that was talking to me about, he was leaving town, so he took some of his guns out and locked them up in his gun safe. And the digital keypad had quit working some time back, so he was using the manual key to get in and out of the safe. And he said he remembered he dropped the keys, and then he picked them up, and he doesn't know what he did with them. He thought that he locked it in the safe, so he actually said, "Hey, if you'll pick it, I'll buy the tools." So he bought that one for me, and I took it, went over and opened his safe up. No keys. He can't find those things anywhere. So now I'm that tubular lock pick is awesome. I got the practice lock with it so I could play with it and learn it a little bit. Once you figure it out, the biggest thing is playing with the tension. It's no different than any lock, right? The tension is different in a tubular lock on every one of them. Like the practice lock that came with it, I've got a really cranked down heavy tension. And is it the small compact one that you can convert from 7 to 8 pin? That thing is just sick. But once you figure out the tensioning side of it, heck, I think it took me less than a minute and a half, I think was the total time for me to pick open his gun safe. But no keys in it. So I went back over to his house yesterday. I added another band on that tool so I could tighten them down further. Picked the safe open again and then cranked it down tight for him. And he's going to take that to a local shop and they're going to cut him a new key. But that thing's fun. That's a neat little tool. I like using it. And if that's any indication of the Covert Instruments quality, that's a ridiculously nice made tool. It's amazing how short work that makes of a tubular lock. Won it off Loki, huh? That's awesome. Yeah, I've got a pretty decent amount of stuff set up for a giveaway now, but I just need to get the subscribers, right? Yeah, I bought a set. I bought a SC1 and a KW1 set off It's Tactical. They had them as a bundle. It was actually really cheap compared to what I was seeing everywhere else. Those things are fun. I've used them a little bit. I need to get more locks so that I can hook them up in. Oh, what, buddy? Yeah, I may have to call it quits. I've got a dog over here screaming and yelling at me. I think he needs outside. And it's a ways. I'm hiding off in the basement in my little dungeon. So I might have to drop off of here and go take care of that. But I appreciate you joining me. Nice chatting a little bit. I'm going to try some of these other suggestions that Newhouse had next time I go to do one of these live streams, and we'll see how it goes. I'll take my goodies and go back to practice locks upstairs. My wife was accusing me yesterday of having an affair with my lockpick stuff. So apparently I need to back off a little bit and pay more attention to her. But, I don't know what the difference is. She plays games on her phone in the evening while we're watching some news or TV. And I'll sit over there and pick locks, right? It's one hobby for another. Where'd you get your leashy tools from? Yeah, they are kind of cheating, maybe, but I tried hand picking it, the gun safe lock, and I didn't get very far with that. So, oh yeah, they had some pretty good Black Friday sales going on those. I did see that. That was pretty cool. Awesome. Well, now you just got to find a tubular lock or two to play with. But hey, it's only cheating when it doesn't work, right? Nothing wrong with having different tools in your toolbox so you can accomplish what you need to. And like I said, that's kind of my whole thought process around it, is being able to help out other people around me. So like this guy, locked out of his safe, couldn't get to his firearms anymore. So helped him out with that. And now he's going to be able to use that same thing and go in and get what he needs to unlock things. So that's part of the fun of it, right? It's a fun hobby, but you got to be able to help people out once in a while too. Yeah, I need to break down and try some covert instruments. I don't know which ones to try. The only thing I don't really like from what I've seen with the McNally Reaper set is, man, they look short, and well, I'll just dig out one of these guys. I mean, I don't exactly have the smallest of hands, so having a little bitty short pick might kind of stink. These are almost too short, but there's some neat handles out there too. Eventually, I'll try some of their stuff out and see what I think of those. I don't know. I need to try some multi-picks or some of the others too, see what I'm missing. I wouldn't mind getting some more of those Jimmy Longs. Like I said, man, those handles are so comfortable. But that's what I've heard too, and that's what I've seen from the pictures. They look crazy short. So I don't know if I'd like those or not. I'd probably end up having to buy some of the 44 Delta handles or something for them to cover it up. But dude, I gotta go before I have a dog pee on the floor. Hey, good talking to you. We will catch up with you later if I can figure out what I'm doing. All right. Hey, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, man. Later.